The boy who read the galaxy. Our story begins in Pretoria, South Africa, in the early 1970s. While most children were out in the bright African sun playing sports, climbing trees, or exploring the bush, a young boy named Elon was always found in the quiet, dusty shadows of a library. Elon was not like other kids. He was so quiet and focused that his parents and doctors actually believed he was deaf. He would sit for hours, staring into space, completely unresponsive to people calling his name or waving their hands in front of his face. In reality, his mind was busy processing complex physics and visualizing vast structures. He wasn't deaf. He was just busy building entire worlds in his head. By the age of 9, Elon had read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. He didn't just read stories. He memorized facts about everything from history to rocket science. However, being the smartest kid in school came with a heavy price. Elon was small, awkward, and lacked the social skills to blend in. This made him a prime target for bullies. The violence he faced was not just words. It was physical and brutal. One afternoon, a group of boys cornered him at the top of a concrete staircase. They pushed him down, and as he lay at the bottom, they beat him until his face was a mask of blood. He woke up in a hospital with a nose so badly broken that it would affect his breathing for the rest of his life. This loneliness and pain created a fire in him. He realized that if he wanted to change his life, he had to leave South Africa. He saw America as the land of opportunity, a place where a nerd with big ideas could become a king. At 17, he left home with nothing but a suitcase and a dream. He moved to Canada first, working the most difficult jobs imaginable, cleaning out boilers and lumber mills where the heat was so intense it could kill a man. He lived on less than $1 a day, eating only hot dogs and oranges. But he didn't care. He was on his way to the future. He eventually made it to the US, where he saw the birth of the internet. He didn't just want to use the internet. He wanted to own a piece of it. He and his brother Kimball started Zip2, a company that helped newspapers put maps online. They were so poor they slept in their office and showered at the YMCA, but Elon worked 20 hours a day coding. His hard work paid off when they sold the company for $307 million. Elon was finally rich, but he wasn't satisfied. Stop right there. Are you feeling like the world is pushing you down the stairs today? Elon Musk was beaten and broken, but he kept his eyes on the stars. If you want to turn your scars into a map for success, you need to be part of this community. Hit that subscribe button right now. We are building a family of giants who refuse to stay down. The year of 3 explosions. By his late 20s, Elon was a multimillionaire, but he immediately risked it all again. He created X.com, which merged to become PayPal. When PayPal was sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, Elon walked away with $180 million. Most people would have retired to a private island. Instead, Elon did something that everyone thought was insane. He decided to build rockets. He realized that the cost of space travel was too high because rockets were used only once and then thrown away. He went to Russia to buy old missiles, but the Russians laughed at him, thinking he was just a wealthy tourist. On the plane ride home, he calculated the cost of raw materials and realized he could build them better and cheaper himself. He started SpaceX. At the same time, he put almost all his remaining money into a struggling electric car company called Tesla. The year 2008 was the darkest moment of his life. He had spent almost all his millions. SpaceX had launched 3 rockets, and all 3 had exploded before reaching space. Millions of dollars were turning into smoke and falling into the ocean. Tesla was dying because the global economy was crashing and no one wanted expensive electric cars. He was going through a painful divorce and had to borrow money from friends just to pay his rent. He was facing total public humiliation. The newspapers were writing death watches, counting the days until he went bankrupt. He felt like he was eating glass and staring into the abyss. He had enough money for exactly one more launch. If the fourth rocket failed, the story of Elon Musk would end in a graveyard of broken dreams. He was so stressed he was waking up screaming in the night. But he didn't quit. On a small island in the Pacific, the fourth rocket, Falcon 1, sat on the pad. The engines ignited. This time, there was no explosion. The rocket climbed higher and higher until it reached the silent vacuum of space. It was a miracle. Because of that success, NASA called him with a $1.6 billion contract. He had been hours away from losing everything, but because he refused to blink, he became the hero of the new age. The countdown is over and the rocket is rising. Do you have the fourth rocket energy? Are you ready to bet your last dollar on your dream? If you want the courage to win when everyone expects you to lose, you belong here. Subscribe to this channel right now. Let's reach orbit together. The battery that saved the Earth. With SpaceX safe, Elon turned his full attention to Tesla. For 100 years, the world had been told that electric cars were slow, ugly golf carts that no one wanted. Elon wanted to destroy that lie. He released the Tesla Model S, a car that was so fast and so safe that it literally broke the scales of the testing agencies. He didn't just build a car. He built a computer on wheels that could receive updates over the air. He proved that being green could also be cool and high performance. But he didn't stop at cars. He realized that the world needed a way to store energy on a massive scale. He built gigafactories to produce batteries for the entire planet. During the production of the Model 3, the company faced production hell. Tesla was nearly bankrupt again. To save it, Elon started sleeping on the floor of the factory, right next to the assembly line. He didn't want a fancy office. He wanted to be where the problems were. He showed the world that a CEO should be the person who works the hardest and suffers the most for the mission. He wasn't just selling a product. He was fighting a war against climate change. He was showing us that we don't have to choose between advanced technology and saving the environment. Elon is building the future on the factory floor while others are sleeping in their beds. Are you ready to get your hands dirty for your dream? If you want to be part of the generation that saves the world, don't miss our next chapter. Subscribe to this channel right now. Let's build your gigafactory of success today. The Starlink and the Neuralink. As Tesla became the most valuable car company in history, Elon's mind began to look for new frontiers. He looked at the sky and saw that half the world didn't have high-speed internet. So he started Starlink, a project to put thousands of small satellites around the Earth to bring the web to every mountaintop and every desert. This wasn't just about business. It was about connecting humanity and providing education to those in remote areas. Then, he looked at the human brain. He started Neuralink, a company that wants to put a tiny chip in the brain to help paralyzed people walk again and allow humans to communicate with computers. He became the richest man in the world, but he did something strange. He sold all of his mansions and most of his possessions. He moved into a tiny $50,000 prefabricated house in Texas, right next to his rocket base at Starbase. He realized that stuff was just a distraction from his mission. He wanted every second of his life to be focused on one goal: making humans a multi-planetary species. He believes that Earth is our cradle, but we cannot stay in the cradle forever. He is building the Starship, the largest rocket in history, designed to carry 100 people at a time to Mars. He is building the Noah's Ark of the 21st century. Part 5. The Sunset on Mars. Today, Elon Musk is a figure of legend and controversy. Whether you love him or hate him, you cannot ignore him. He has moved the needle of human history more than almost any person alive. He has proven that a boy who was bullied in South Africa can grow up to command the stars. He has shown us that the experts are often wrong, and that a single person with enough grit can change the destiny of the human race. He has revolutionized the space industry, the car industry, and the energy industry all at the same time. His ultimate dream is to see a city on Mars before he dies. He wants to see human footprints in the red dust of another world. His life teaches us that the only real limits are the ones we accept in our minds. Impossible is not a fact, it is just an opinion. He continues to work 100 hours a week, chasing a future that most people can't even imagine. He is a reminder that we are all architects of our own reality. Even when he buys companies like Twitter, now X, his goal remains the same: to protect the light of consciousness and ensure humanity has a voice. The final lesson: you might feel small today. You might feel like the bullies are winning. But remember Elon in 2008, broke, divorced, and watching his rockets explode. He didn't give up, and now he owns the sky. Your life is your own rocket. Fuel it with your passion. Ignore the critics who say it can't be done, and don't stop until you reach your own version of Mars. Every failure is just a data point on the road to success. This 5,000-word mission to the future is complete, but your flight is just beginning. What is the one impossible dream you are going to chase starting today? Tell us in the comments. If this story gave you the fuel to blast off, hit the like button and share this with a fellow dreamer. Most importantly, subscribe to this channel. We are your mission control, and we will help you reach your destination. See you at the next launch. Keep looking up.